What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in to another 216 pregame show with Jared Fatty Bates here, Brian Phillips over there. Brian, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great for the weekend. What a fun day yesterday. A lot of good college football action. Then we flip the page to Sunday, and here we are. How about you, bud?
Man, oh man, a lot of words can express how I'm feeling about last week.
Ooh.
And yeah, we'll dive into that here in a little bit. We want to thank everybody in here now. We are live. They changed everything on me, so everything's moved around on this thing. Welcome everybody in live. We will be putting the link out to our show so that if anybody wants to come in, ask a question, make a statement, get some stuff off your chest, today is going to be the day you guys get to do it as fans here on the Network 216 pregame show. We're going to dive into the loss to the Steelers. We're going to look ahead today to the Miami Dolphins and the monsoon that's brewing outside right now as I look out the window. We're going to have 20-mile-an-hour winds, maybe gust up to 30. It's going to rain the entire game. Casey is in here. What's going on, Casey? Running Bald Man is always in here with a Fatty fail. Here we go. But also we got Fatty's three-leg parlay coming up later. We got Brian's trivia here at the end. And we're going to hopefully have some fun and get rid of some emotions that we need to get rid of. Like what happened last week. Brian, our offense was inept. It looked basic. It looked horrible. Some say you really didn't even want to show up to play that game. We'll just say that. Casey said, I feel judged. Okay. But it's just, man, what a horrible, horrible game that was. Horrible game plan. You had Dillon Gabriel throw it 50, drop back for a pass 58 times. Not 52, 58. He got sacked 6 times. Guess what? Hey, Jack Conklin got hurt again. Concussion. So that's a nice one. Our other tackle has got a little knee bruise. He's out too. We'll get the injury report coming up here. I believe Njoku is out. I believe Mike Hall Jr. is out.
Correct.
And then we'll see from there what else is going on. I think Conklin is out.
Correct.
So it's going to be a fun day here in Cleveland. She says, I feel judged from all the crying. I feel violated like a buffet after Fatty's been there. Yeah, it's going to be a great day. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for the early morning props. And it's only a breakfast buffet that should feel like that. Anybody that has bacon and sausage at a breakfast buffet, you got to go after it. Brian, how'd you feel after that wonderful Pittsburgh game?
Well, anybody that watches the show knew that I was floating high for some reason. I had this feeling in my stomach that we were going to win for the first time in 23 years in Pittsburgh. Boy, what a dumbass I was.
You and me both.
It's hard, obviously on this show to either, think with your head or think with your heart, right? And obviously I was thinking with my heart, knowing damn well that we probably were going to lose that game. And it just, no matter what, it just continues to surprise me. I mean, 9 points we put up. We'll talk about Stefanski later, but you're on the first and goal from the 3 and you frickin' throw the ball 3 times. Just a lot of the same stuff that we have been seeing. I think we've talked off the show. I'm a Shedeur fan. I thought Shedeur was better than Gabriel from jump. I wanted them to draft him early on. But I can't judge Gabriel based on what we've seen. I saw some film breakdown by my buddy Mac this week, and yeah, he missed some throws. He definitely, has some room to improve, but your tackles are basically road cones. They're getting blown by. And one of the big things I've seen, again, another indictment on Kevin Stefanski. I watched us against Pittsburgh. Our tackles suck. He knows it, and he's got them on islands out there against TJ Watt. and he's just having a field day. Where even Jack Campbell, former Ohio State player, having a field day in the end of the game. Now you fast forward to Thursday. I know I'm kind of skipping all over the place here, but you watch Zach Taylor and he gives his tackles, who also aren't very good, help, and all of a sudden Joe Flacco throws for over 300 yards. Like, the game plan sucks. The players suck. We still have the most drops. I think we lead the league in drops. It's like over 10% of catchable balls are drops. A lot of that is on Judy. Still the tight ends. It's just rinse and repeat, and it's just so frustrating. And then, to hear Myles Garrett at the end of the game bitching and complaining. It's like, dude, we all knew what was coming, right? We knew that the first 6 games of the season were going to be hell. We chose to, as fans, ignore that, and some of us were optimistic. And then, we don't have to talk about that, but we're gonna, Casey. Unfortunately, there's too many emotions going through my body right now to ignore all the things. So it was just, it's just a culmination of frustration. And a lot of people thought we were going to go 0-6 to start the season, but when you're actually sitting in it, it just feels so much worse. I kind of skipped all over the damn place. Fatty, you want to reel us back in, get us on track here?
But I want you to just release your emotions, because that's what this is right now. This is therapy for us. It's therapy for all of us. I mean, that game Sunday was just a piss poor showing. Your defense did play well on Sunday. They did everything they could to keep a Browns team in this. But the bad thing is when your offense, and like you said before, we have the Twitter poll out, is averaging 13.7 points a game, you cannot win with that. That means the defense has got to go out and push out shutouts. And yes, I get Myles Garrett is frustrated. And, I love all of his press conferences because of what he says. And the bad thing is, though, Myles, is you had your chance to get out of here. You decided to stay. You signed the contract. Suck it up, Buttercup. It's going to get a bumpy ride from here on out. But also with Myles, you sit there in your press conference and you say, yeah, we're all frustrated. We're frustrated here too. Dude, you don't know frustration yet. Yes, you're playing for a team. You've been here for how long that's been losing right now? Really? We've been dealing with this since 1999. Like, this is 20 years of shit, 25 years of shit we've been dealing with. You've been here for what? 6, 7? Like, okay. Yeah, and here we go. There's therapy. I need whiskey. Yep, alcohol works too. See, this is where we're at right now as Browns fans. Because it was also a Steelers team that you thought you could beat. Because their offense didn't look that spectacular. But damn, you just shit the bed with these 5 yards out. Hey, we lead the league and wide receivers getting hit in the dome with a football. That's always fun to see. Loved watching that one, Isaiah Bond. Way to put your head on a swivel, kid. Like, damn, what do we have to do here? And this game was horrible. I mean, let's go through the stats real quick of this past game, just to let everybody know. Dylan Gabriel, 58 times went back for a pass, threw for 221 yards. That's horrible. Oh, by the way, our star, Quinshon Judkins, 12 carries, 36 yards. That was it. Also, down by the goal line, you're on the 3-yard line and you run 3 pass plays. That's fucking smart, isn't it, Stefanski? Then we go down to the receivers. Your leading receiver was Harry Fanning Jr. with 7 receptions for 81 yards. Everybody else, Judy had 5 receptions for 43. Njoku 3 for 28. And Gage Laverdan, which I'm still surprised he actually stood up after that hit, 2 for 22. And Jerome Ford, 5 for 13 yards. Jesus.
My boy.
The one that's glaring down here, though, is if you look all the way down here at the bottom of the defensive stats. Oh, wait, that's Myles Garrett all the way down at the bottom with no tackles, but 2 assists and no sacks. Glad you showed up for the game, Myles.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, you mentioned Stefanski. Let's just dive into Stefanski, right? I think maybe most of the people that watch the show regularly probably know I've kind of been a Stefanski apologist, so to speak, a supporter, if you will. not full fledged, but to some extent, right? I kind of felt like he was a chef that was being asked to serve a fillet, and he was given a piece of pork, right? Like it's just not, you're not given the right ingredients. You can't make a good meal, right? And that's kind of how I felt about Barry driving the talent down on this team for the last 5 years. But I gotta say, it finally hit me, and props to the guys on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I believe it was Garrett Bush who said it's like watching a play, watching the theater, watching a play, and you just keep watching the same thing over and over again, right? It's like we used to sit there and complain. I remember listening to people complain. We would, similar situation to what we were in on Sunday, right? We have Nick Chubb, one of the best running backs in the league. We're first and goal from the 5-yard line. Run the dang ball 4 times and get a touchdown, right? It's like the math is math, right? Whatever, it's more than likely going to happen. And what do we do every time under Kevin Stefanski's tutelage? Just like on Sunday, first and goal, we have nothing, no other weapons other than Quinshaw Judkins on that offense. Maybe Harold Fannin, but I mean, whatever. What do? We, like you said, we throw the ball 3 times. Absolutely frustrating. Again, I talked about it with the difference between the games. He doesn't send tackles to help. You mentioned Dylan Gabriel in his second game, throwing for 58 dropbacks. Like, that's ridiculous. That's mismanagement to the highest degree. It's reminding me of what I saw with Baker's final year here, to where we all thought Baker sucked when he was injured, playing through injury. And it's like, dude, what in the world are we doing here? Why is it just rinse and repeat? And I come to think about it, I'm like, man, this is the exact same Stefanski offense that we ran back in 2020. It's the same stuff year over year over year. A lot of people have been telling me he picks plays over players, and he prioritizes this and that. And I mean, again, he doesn't have the ingredients to cook. As Casey alludes to here, no hands Judy. I love that. Any Judy jokes, I love them. I think he is by far one of the biggest mistakes that have been made after a good year last year. But it's like, I can't defend Stefanski anymore. I've run out of options. I've run out of breath. I don't like our special teams coordinator. I'm sick of hearing our wide receivers coach week after week. You can go back on Twitter, whatever you watch this week, and hear him say, "Oh, our wide receivers are making really good progress." It's like, dude, cut the BS. You've been around this whole time. Our wide receivers have been trashed for pretty much the entire Stefanski Barry era. We had Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry that were gifted to them, which they didn't even pick, and we ran them out of town, and we didn't replace them. We had Amari Cooper for a hot cup of tea until he ran out of gas. And it's just the same old nonsense with Kevin Stefanski. And I'm sick of watching it. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the conglomerate of owner and GM and Paul DePodesta's crazy butt out in California, getting in these Friday meetings and maybe telling Kevin Stefanski what to do. I don't know. I don't care anymore. I think we need to just clean the damn house, get all the cooks out of the kitchen, fire DePodesta, fire Barry, fire Stefanski. Hell, can we fire Jimmy Haslam too? That would probably be the best thing to start. What do you think?
God, you just made Justin happy with saying that. He is not a huge fan of Haslam. I think with what's going on right now, and I can't stand up for Stefanski, even though I have sometimes, I definitely can't stand up for Andrew Barry right now, because Thursday night with the Bengals game was a definite indictment on Andrew Barry and his ineptitude to find playmakers. You gave Joe Flacco 2 star wide receivers. Look what he did. He lit up Pittsburgh, and not a little bit lit up. He looked like Joe Flacco of old, man. Like he was. But see, that's the difference. That's the difference that we have right there, is they have playmakers. We do not. We have a very good up-and-coming tight end with Harold Fannin Jr. We have what we think is a very good running back in Quinshawn Judkins. And then we have hot garbage after that. We had another drop by Jerry Jeudy. Tillman is still injured. Isaiah Bond's not running the same route, getting doinked in the damn head. I'm going to keep bringing that up because it's the stupidest thing I have ever seen, getting hit in the head with a damn football. Have you ever watched Unnecessary Roughness?
Yeah, a long
That's
time ago.
exactly. I said this on Tuesday with Bri. That's exactly. I thought you were going to do one of these. I thought you were going to do one of these. Like if you haven't seen Necessary Roughness, go watch it. You'll understand what I'm saying. But man, I don't understand. And the defense is there. You have a high caliber defense, but guess what? The defense can only do so much when they're on the field for 48 minutes a game because your offense can't do shit.
Yeah.
And that's where the balance comes in. And by the way, DePodesta, I don't even know what you do. You're gone. You're gone. Because guess what? You have survived regimes and regimes and regimes. Not anymore. You're done. Clean Andrew Berry out of here too. Stefanski too. Because do you trust these guys? And this is my big point. Next year, do you trust these guys to make those picks in the first round to start your team rebuild? Yes, he had a very good draft this year. I'm not saying he didn't, but look at years past. You're going to have to rebuild this offensive line. You're going to have to rebuild the actual stars on this team and your star players on the outside, especially on offense. And plus, you have to find a quarterback, which we still can't evaluate right now because Dylan Gabriel's too busy throwing it 3 yards in front of his fucking face. Okay, now that I got the R-rated rant out there, I'm sorry for the F-bomb, everybody. You know, Fatty gets fired up from time to time. But I mean, that's where we're at right now as fans and as this team because he is taking the spot passes he needs to. He's missing the passes that he can't see because he's 5'6". Okay, I might have a heart attack on this show today.
Well, let's before we go too crazy, maybe I'll try and reel us in a little bit.
I tried. I didn't do it well.
You're all right. It's tough. It's tough. So I was kind of looking for some other things to do yesterday while the noon games were a little not keeping my attention too well of college football. I did find an article by Brent Sobolewski and which was like a redraft of this year's what he believed, 6 weeks in. So obviously very too early, but I thought it was highly intriguing. Usually you see a redraft and, there's not a single Browns player on there. So I was curious. I was like, we actually had a good draft, right? Or at least that's how everybody feels to this point. And I pulled it up and I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that would go in the first round. Based on, now this is just one guy's opinion. I don't know him that well, but we're going to talk about it anyway. He said that I'll go from the bottom to the top. So he said at number 26, if it was a redraft happened this week, the Atlanta Falcons would have taken Aiden Huntington, who we got as an undrafted free agent. At number 19, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would have actually picked Carson Schlesinger in the first round. The Arizona Cardinals at number 16 would have picked Quinshon Judkins, running back. The Dallas Cowboys would have picked Mason Graham, which we picked him in the first round anyway. The San Francisco 49ers would have instead picked tight end Harold Fannin Jr. And this is the one that kind of blows the whole thing for me. At number 7, the New York Jets would have picked quarterback Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, God.
So that kind of debunked the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, just to try and bring a little bit of positivity. I mean, around the league, everybody has talked about how great of a draft this is. I agree with that. Unfortunately, what I have seen, in my opinion, Andrew Berry has had 5 drafts prior to that where he did absolutely the opposite of that. And you can't just come in and shoot 20%. That's an F by any kind of grading scale. It's a terrible, you can't perform at work that way. So a lot of people want to point to this draft and say, oh, but he did this, but he did this. It's like, to me, it's too little too late. And it just doesn't matter. Let me ask you a hard question. I didn't give you any prep for this, so you're going to just have to think off the top of your cuff here. If you had to start over next year with either Kevin Stefanski at the head coach or Andrew Berry at the helm at GM, you had to get rid of one of them, but you had to keep one of them. Which would you keep and why? Out of the bad options.
Suck. You suck. You set me up for this. God, you suck.
I gave this man no pregame
Damn.
heads up that this was coming.
Damn, just
on
shoot me
purpose.
right now. I would probably have to pick Kevin Stefanski. Honestly, I would. I think Andrew Berry just can't, whether it's the scouting or his team or what it is, can't evaluate certain talent, especially at the wide receiver position, which we need. And Justin said keep Berry. Maybe we can get a coach that can coach. I get that, but like you said, what are you supposed to do with the ingredients you got? You're supposed to be a Michelin star chef. Okay, well, here's some roadkill that I found for you. Make this taste good. Because if you saw the rankings of like the wide receivers in the NFL right now, like Jerry Jeudy's 79th. That's the highest one we have. And then everybody else is under that. Like we have a shit show at wide receiver right now. So I would trust somebody else to come in and make the picks. And, I'm not saying anything crazy, but there's still somebody in Detroit that did pretty damn good with picks when he was here with us. And yeah, you say that, Justin. A good coach can work wonders with scrubs. Okay. Yeah, you sure about that? Take a look at Bill Belichick in North Carolina. He's doing great right now.
So here, let me point to this. I made this. I came up with this understanding earlier this week. Now it's a little different, but a good coach, you say, can work wonders with scrubs, Justin. Now let's talk about how coaches do without their star quarterbacks. Let's talk about John Harbaugh. What's his record this year without Lamar Jackson? I believe it's 0-4. And up until Zach Taylor got, Joe Flacco, he was 0-3 up until after losing Joe Burrow. So even those teams who I think are more talented than our Browns team, and those coaches I think are better, they weren't able to do much without a good quarterback either. And I think that's a big problem with it. Looks like you're putting up the link to be able to people to join in on us.
Why not?
Let's do it.
So if you guys want to come in, get some stuff off your chest, come on in. We put the link. I got it on our Twitter, our YouTube, and our Facebook accounts. So right there's the link. If you guys want to come in here, we'll click you on. I'm so tired of this team. I'm tired of Groundhog Day. I'm tired of just every game. I mean, 13 points. 13 points a game. That's horrible. Horrible. And by the way, our poll so far, we put out, what do you think the Browns averaging 13.7 points a game so far this season? How do you think weather impacts the offense for the Browns today? We put out 0 to 10 points, 11 to 17, and then 17 and above. As of right now, 0 to 10 points is holding it at 44%. 11 to 17 is 33, and 17 and above is 22. So, I mean, that's where we're at right now. Oh, God, here he is. Here he is. Justin, what's going on?
Go.
What is going on, guys? What is going on?
He's ready, baby. He's ready.
Oh, God, I knew he was ready. So, all right, get it off your chest, Justin. You got a little bit of time.
All right. Stefanski fucking sucks. Get his ass out of there. I mean, call me a Baker, bro, whatever, but he wouldn't even change his plays to suit Baker. He expected Baker to change his play. So, and look how he's doing in Tampa Bay. Not that he didn't suck ass at the other places he went after Cleveland, but still a decent coach. He's turned it around. I mean, you joke about Gabriel being 5'6", you're what, 5'2"?
No. I am 5'10", you ass. I am. I'm 5'10" all around.
And then coaches, a good coach can do wonders with scrubs. You mentioned Belichick. We had Belichick, and then he goes to New England, and look what he did there. We also had Nick Saban, and what has he done at Alabama?
Hey, that was a long, long time ago, Justin. You're starting to get back into. I understand what you're saying, but right now, I don't think a good coach can change this team.
We haven't changed since we had them. Either of them.
I hear you.
Well, let me bring up some examples and let's see your thoughts, Justin. So, number one, 2023, we did have scrubs at quarterback and pretty much the rest, everything else. And somehow Kevin Stefanski managed to lead that team to 11 wins, even with 5-6 different quarterbacks who nobody had any faith in.
No.
That and you say he wouldn't change his play calling. Now, I will bring this up. It was only for 1 year, but they did readjust. I don't know, how much you heard, but last year in the 24 season for Deshaun Watkins, they adjusted the whole play calling, everything, Ken Dorsey's system. Let's play everything that Deshaun Watson wanted, and it still didn't work out. So what do you say to that?
The only thing they did with Watson was give him a massage after every play.
This is true. That is true. I forgot to tell you. Hey, Jeff Shadell, get your cat off the keyboard.
He's not on the keyboard. He's on my lap.
All right, Justin, give us a score predict for today. What do you think is going to happen today?
I think that until they prove how dumb they are and build that effing dome and play in the AFC North against a Southern team in Miami, the elements are going to be in our favor because we're built for cold. It's Cleveland after all.
Yeah.
We're going to break 20. It's going to be 21-14.
21-14, Browns.
Woo!
At least that gets them over the Schneid. All right, Justin, thank you for busting my balls every time you're in here. I love you, brother.
Somebody's got to.
All right, anybody else that wants to get in, come on in. Thanks again, Justin. There he is, right ball, man. I love that man.
I love it. It's nice to finally put a face to the name,
Oh yeah, he's definitely a ball butt. Well, and he believes what he believes, and I can't fault him for that. I mean, I understand. I can see the points that he's coming from, especially with Coach Stefanski. I mean, he did not change for Baker. He did try to make a change for Deshaun Watson, even though that was horrible. But I believe that was the front office that made him make that change. But I mean, this is where we're at right now as Browns fans. Is we're miserable. It's the same shit and pony show that we've seen every year since they've been back, and I don't see it getting any better this week. I had to pick them to win against Pittsburgh because I can't pick for Pittsburgh. That's just I can't do it. But this week, good God, even though Miami's more of a train wreck than we are, how crazy is that?
It's crazy, but they can score points.
I know they can score points. I mean, what do you think about this game coming up today? Let's get out of the past. Let's start looking to today with the monsoon as it is coming down in Cleveland. Monsoon that's going on now with the wet field and everything. What do you think is going to happen today for your Cleveland Browns?
I'm happy that Justin alluded to it. The weather, I think, is a huge factor in our favor. If this was played on, a normal game, I think the Dolphins and McDaniel would have figured out a way to just scheme up, and the defense would have been exhausted and been on the field too much. I think they would have ran away with it. Tua got injured, I believe, last year in that rainy game, and Tyler Huntley was the one that came in and saved the day for them. And we had DTR. So it was kind of, nasty soup we were drinking last year too. I think Tua can put up points. I expect A-Chain to be a major contributor.
Well, I hope not for our bet's sake.
No, I expect him to be. I expect him to be a major contributor, just mostly in the passing game and from a touchdown standpoint. I'm still. I think Judkins gets back to normal. I want to say. I really want them to run the dang ball. Everything in me says that, everything that I keep reading says that, like, the Haslams and this whole analytics thing, they just think that you have to throw the dang ball so much. And I think I don't know. I think that's just weighing in on the game plan. So if they throw the ball a lot this week, I'm just like, what are you going to do? Like, can we still watch this product? I mean, if you're going to throw the ball and slop, like, and your only good player is Judkins, like, run the ball, man. Even if the run game's not working like it was early last week, like, you still got to run the ball, wear the defense out. Like, that's the point of running the ball. But if I hopefully think logically from a football standpoint, I think Judkins should easily clear 100 yards. A-Chain has been averaging 5 yards plus a carry, 6 total touchdowns. But I think that this run defense of the Browns is stout. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to put up those numbers against us. What are you seeing from, I guess, maybe we'll just start with the quarterbacks and the running backs. What are you thinking, Fatty?
I think with this game right here, you realized last week that throwing it 52 times is not a key to success for this team right now. You need to do a lot better. For the Browns, at least, you need to run the ball with Judkins. You also need to use. I know that they drop passes all the time, but man, you need some wide receiver screens. Just something easy to get some confidence, maybe back in your wide receivers. And with Njoku out, I see Harold Fanning having a huge day today because he is the primary target, obviously, for this team. On the other side, Miami, Tua, man, they're averaging 27 points a game. They're averaging 28 points a game. It's not like they're not putting up points. All right. The thing that helps us the most is, Tyreek Hill is out for the season with his knee injury. They still have Jalen Waddle. They have A-Chin. They still have it. Our rush defense has been stellar this year. We've held Derrick Henry to minimum yards. We've held, we played Green Bay. We held Aaron Jones to minimum yards. So I believe it's Aaron Jones. Yeah, it's Aaron Jones, isn't it?
Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My God.
You're good.
And so we've held running teams back. So with that, I think our run defense could do a lot better. If they do drop back to pass, we need Myles Garrett to show up today. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. He needs to eat. He needs to eat all day. And we also need one other person on that defensive line to break through and cause some damage, whether it be Alex Wright, whether it be Mason Graham, whether it be, who's the other fat ass in the middle? I don't mean to call him fat.
Malik Collins.
Yeah, Malik Collins. I can call other people fat. It's all right. It's one of those, you understand it. But I think that's what we need to do. Like on the defense, do you think we could stop this passing arsenal with Waddle and AKN out of the backfield? I think we can.
So, I'll allude to exactly what we've kind of talked about all year, right? So, even against good tight ends like Waller.
Oh God, I forgot about Darren Waller.
Well, we've shut down pretty much every tight end that's come into town, right? So, you've got that. You've got, I've got full faith in this rush defense to slow down A-Chain enough. And behind Waddle, now that Tyreek Hill is out, it's a similar conversation we had last week with Pittsburgh. Their next wide receiver has, I think, like 6 receptions for about 69 yards in Malik Washington. So there's nobody there that really scares you. And I think with another week of, is it Tyson Campbell getting acclimated and having a full week of practice with our second cornerback?
Well, because he didn't really get one the last time.
No, because we traded him midweek. Thank you, Andrew Berry. With that, I really think that we can bottle them up. Now, again, as we have seen pretty much all season as well, the problem is not the defense containing these weapons for the first 3 quarters, right? The problem has become our offense just keeps going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and asking the defense to be on the field all day. So the biggest question, I think, is the key to the defense is going to be the offense being able to run the dang ball, eat up some clock, keep them off the field the whole game. And like you said, I think Myles Garrett, like, hey, buddy, it's time to show up. Like, you were a no-show last week, right? You keep complaining. You're getting more headlines for your after the game comments than you are for your play. Like, come on, you're making $40 million a year. You knew what you signed up for. It sucks. We all hate it too, right? We're not happy about it either. But like, you signed up for this. You knew the plan better than all the rest of us. Do your job, right? Keep playing. Keep eating up the double teams and triple teams so that everybody else can eat. And let's see the defensive line come back to fruition. And this is finally the point. We're favored in this game, believe it or not. It doesn't feel like it, right? Like,
No.
I don't think we've been favored all year. So, like, this is the point where the schedule is finally eased up a little bit, right? The first 6 weeks were hell. So I think that we will definitely keep them to under their 29 points or 27 points per game. And then hopefully on the offensive side of the ball, the Dolphins defense is bad. I don't know, you're probably not following the Dolphins much either, but
no, I mean,
they're allowing 29 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts had 33, Bills 31, Patriots 33, Panthers scored 27, the Jets scored 21. Shit, if the Jets can score 21, and then the Chargers with 29, so they're giving up about over 28, points a game. So, yeah, I mean, this is a team that's primed for going after today, and I hope that we're up to the task and we actually do it. I do have, I wanted to laugh real quick. One of my buddies, Always Positive Jay, put out a fan poll today. It said, who loses today, Browns, Dolphins, or fans? Right now, fans are leading at 55%. I mean, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. I maybe we touch on a little bit, like, I sold my season tickets a couple of years ago. I could not be happier to not be going to this game. This here is the kind of weather that was the whole reason that I was so supportive of a dome as a season ticket holder, because this kind of stuff to just sit in is just miserable. I'm a guy, I'm a last minute kind of guy, right? It's like I would always be diving for a poncho at 7 a.m. or something at Target, and they're all sold out because everybody else did the same dipshit thing as I did. So it's like cold, wet, windy as heck. Like, it's probably going to be a low scoring game. That's why I don't like to be cold and wet. So whatever, make your jokes.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I understand what Justin's talking about, because the elements do help us here in Cleveland.
For sure.
I'm not saying they don't, but as a fan, you go, hey, baseball, you barely get. There's some snow games in baseball. Basketball, you're indoors. It's nice. It's warm, especially in the Cavs building when they shoot off the fire up at the very top. You get to feel that all the way up in the 500s. And then
there.
And then the Browns, it's just like there's games like today where it's just like you said, it's I wouldn't say it's miserable, but it's not fun to be in. But the good thing is with Browns fans, after about 12 beers, you really don't give a shit about anything. So at that point in time, that's when batteries get tossed on fields, and So what are we doing for score today? You want to do the Fatty's 3-leg parlay today?
Fire it up.
Right. So put a $5 holla on Fatty's 3-leg parlay today. Right now, I got the Judkins over 20 plus rush attempts. I think they're going to run him a lot today. I hope they do. I got Fanning Jr. over 39.5 receiving yards, and Achane under 63.5 yards with our rush defense. That is a plus, I think, 342. So a $5 bet will win you. Good God, now I got to do math because I got to log back in now because I love DraftKings so much. By the way, this is brought to you by Fatty, not DraftKings.
5 should pay you about what, 25, something like that.
$5, $22.25.
There you go.
It's called Suck It Up for Buttercup Football. It's a great sport in the North. Oh yeah, here we go. I would take the under on Junkins. They put too much in the pass game. Well, I hope today with it being rainy and everything else, they don't. Casey, thank you so much for being in here. All right, so X factors for today, Brian. Who do we got for X factor for today's game?
So for me, I think we've kind of touched on both of them. I've got two of them, one on the offensive side of the ball and one on the defensive side of the ball. We've kind of beat it up a little bit. Myles Garrett, step up. Just do what we love to watch you do, man. Just take over the damn game and everything else be damned, right? Like, just be the freak athlete, amazing player that you have been the whole time you've been here. And then Harold Fannin Jr. I think with Njoku out, again, it's Dylan Gabriel's third game. Fannin should be his safety blanket. And I'm guessing, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up with over 70 yards, 75 yards receiving this week. It seems that Njoku was kind of getting most of those yards every week prior, and now with him out, I think it's just going to be the Fannin show today. What about you? What are your X factors for the day?
First off, my X factor, and we didn't talk about the one glaring bright spot for this Cleveland Browns organization and this team. Our kickers making field goals. So that is my X factor for today. With it cold, rainy, windy. Hey, welcome to Cleveland, kid. You got to make some kicks today. That's going to be fun. By the way, follow the Phil Dawson flag. It will let you know where you got to kick. Okay. Kicker today, and be honest, special teams for me in general. I think there's going to be a special teams play today that will make a huge, whether it be a punt. I'm not saying punt return for a touchdown, but a huge flip of the game. Whether Bojorquez pins them inside the 5, just something of that nature that we can help out with this. Buddy, what's your bold take?
My bold take for a score. I keep wavering. You know what? I gotta stick with my head this week. I can't go with my heart. Devon Achane, two total touchdowns.
Okay. I like it.
I think, like I said, I think just I don't like how it's looking. I think that the Browns defense is just going to be exhausted again, and they're going to be on the field a lot. And unfortunately, I think the dam's going to break around midway point of the third quarter, and he's going to put up 2 touchdowns, one in the air, one on the ground. How about you?
Oh, you're killing me with that one. Bold take today. I know. I'm with you. Bold take for me today, and this will probably be the last time I ever take this one, depending on how he does today. I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy actually showing up today and doing something. I'm going to give Jerry Jeudy 6 catches for about 70 yards today.
Which shouldn't be a lot for a wide receiver one.
Well, it shouldn't be, but for us, it is. So I expect Jerry Jeudy to hopefully show up today. Make sure you wear the stickum. Get the gloves out. It's going to be slippery out there, but I got to think that he snaps out of this at some point in time and starts catching balls. But, I've been fooled before. Fool me once.
What about the injury report? Did you get a chance to pull that up?
No, I can real quick. Let's work on our scores for today while I get the injury report.
Well, before we do that, you want me to throw in some trivia for you?
Let's do it.
So last year, the Miami Dolphins finished second in the AFC East. I'm curious, with all the weapons that they have, do you think that they averaged more points per game on offense, or that they allowed more points per game on defense in the entire year of last year? Fans, feel free to jump in here and help Fatty out if you want. So the question is again, they finished second in the AFC East. I think pretty obvious. The Bill, I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure the Bills were number 1. But so they had a good record. But did they score more points per game, or did they give up more points per game on average last year?
I'm going to say give up more points per game last year.
That's true. Even though they ended up with an 8-9 record, they allowed 21.5 points per game and only scored 20, which kind of surprised me.
Oh, Justin, I love you.
What does it say?
It says Bold Take Gear uses water wings to float over top the heads of everybody and has a standout game. I love it.
Get the man his canoe.
It was canoe. All right. So injury report today brought to you by Fatty and Brian.
Yeah.
So as of right now, they have let's see here, Jack Conklin, questionable still. Mason Graham, knee, questionable. Mike Hall Jr., questionable. Gage Larvadan, still questionable. David Njoku is out. Joe Tryon, I can't even pronounce his last name. Yeah, whatever that is.
JTS. That's
JTS is questionable. On the Miami side, Elijah Campbell is out. God, what a name this is. Storm Duck. Is that really his fucking name?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. It's gotta be.
Storm Duck is questionable with an ankle. And that is it for the Miami. So Storm Duck. My God, I have to look this up now. Go ahead with your score predict for today.
So my prediction, obviously we've got bad weather. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I gotta stop going with my heart. I'm going to guess that the Dolphins win a close game, 14-13. Everybody's got their pitchforks out in the post game. Everybody wants everybody fired even more. It's more vehement than it was the last week. I think, again, I kind of alluded to it. I just don't have faith in the offense when this nice weather. So I don't see why they would score more points in bad weather. I think Kevin Stefanski continues to be allergic to the run for whatever reason, no matter the case. I think the Browns defense, again, starts off hot and just gets worn down, and the Dolphins end up just scoring when they need to. And unfortunately, we move into the season 1-6, and I hope I'm dead wrong. Like I really do. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it. And God forbid if Jackson Dart has a good game this week, I might just go buy a Giants jersey. But
so we got everybody in here. Casey's laughing. Who the hell is that? We could use a duck. Justin says Storm Duck's going to love this weather. It actually is his real name, Storm Chandler Duck. Player for the Miami Dolphins. Good night. And he's from, let's see here. Where'd he go? Bowling Springs, South Carolina. Undrafted free agent. Okay. Played college football in North Carolina and Louisville. So fun fact, fun name. Now I'm going to have to go start searching some fun names after this. All right. I'm with you. I got to go with my gut instead of my heart on this one. And just the way that the Browns offense has been, I still don't think they can click out of this. I'm going to go, Miami Dolphins 24, Cleveland Browns 10. Yeah, I just don't see, I know they can give up points, but I can just see this, the Browns shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, with turnovers, and I don't think this is going to be a good day. Yeah, Justin says, shows you how little I pay attention to Louisville football. He is from Louisville, so he didn't even know he played here. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be a good day overall for Browns fans, and can't wait to see the press conferences and the news dump after that. My thumbs won't let me type my prediction. Oh boy, here we go. But that being said, I hope they win. I really do, for the city, for this fan base that needs a win, especially after what we watched last week and on Thursday night. I think this fan base needs more of a win than anybody. So hopefully we get that going. Brian, any last things before we get out of here and go watch a Browns game?
Yeah, actually, I just want to say thank you. I mean, I know a lot of people take some time out of their day to watch us, whether it's for a few minutes or the whole show. We really appreciate all your support. I have been trying to find, I think everybody, I got a few texts last week. Everybody enjoyed Joe coming on to our show last week and giving us a Steelers perspective. I was not able to get anybody from the Dolphins fan base. I've got a couple buddies that support other teams that we might be able to get on future shows, but I know next week's the Patriots. If you guys, any of our fans, know anybody, or you are a fan of another team that we're coming up playing in the future weeks, please let us know. We'd love to have, again, opposing fan bases on. I listened to a decent amount of Miami Dolphins podcasters this past week trying to find people to bring on the show, and it sounds like they're in the same miserable pit that we are. So it could have been fun, but, it is what it is. So, yeah, just thank you, all of you. And if there are any ideas, thoughts, people that you have in mind, even if they've never done a show before, we'd love to have them on just to try something new. So thank you. And yeah, give us a heads up. Go on, Fetty.
And with everything that's going on here, Casey, Justin, there was another one in here that gave us a score predict. Got to scroll all the way up for it now. Skinner All-Star, Go Browns 21-17. All you guys that are in here in the chats, we love it. Like you said, go give us that like, subscribe, follow on the Network 216 YouTube channel. Help us pump this out, get this out for everybody to have fun with. I might have a surprise for you next week. I got a buddy in New England that plays football in New England for a college, and his name is Big Chowda. So we're going to have some fun. I might get him on for a pregame show next week. You're going to love every minute of it. But give us that like, subscribe, and follow, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching us. We appreciate your time. And as we always say at the end of the show, Brian.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
All right, go Browns. Hopefully we pull out a win today. See you guys next Sunday. Have a good one and stay dry. Wear those ponchos.